This is a lesson on the second grade standard, Historical People of Georgia. Students collaborated in groups of 3 to 4 members, researched using various tools, completed many different tasks, created a product in which they presented to the class, and took an assessment in order to show that they mastered the standard. In order for my students to research, I used our eClass page, in which I linked many of the resources directly onto our page. This allowed my students to get on quickly and choose the online resource tool that they wanted to use. Some of these tools were PebbleGo, which was a great research for them, had the ability to listen to the article as well as online biographies on the 3 important people of Georgia. Students also used interactive images in which they were able to click on the pictures and also see many videos and other articles where they were able to gather information. When I introduced this lesson, I used a PowerPoint in which I talked about James Oglethorpe, Tomochichi, and Mary Musgrove. While students were researching, they were able to complete scavenger hunt graphic organizers. They were also able to go online and create a digital web in which they chose one person in order to attach some facts that they learned in their research. Many of the graphic organizers were differentiated low, medium, and high. I also had students go on Read, Write, Think, where they produced a Venn diagram where they compare the lives of early Georgians to the lives of Georgians today. As a review, we played Jeopardy, which was used in PowerPoint, and students were able to work in the groups that they researched with and go against other groups on facts about James Oglethorpe, Tomochichi, and Mary Musgrove. At the end of the research, students were able to then choose one of the people that they researched to create either a PowerPoint presentation or a Facebook page using Microsoft Word about their person of choice. They also used this checklist, which gave them the points that I would give them, specifically what they needed to include in their project, and a space for them to make sure that they have added those things. Once they finished their project, they would then present their project to the class. Each person would choose 4 other classmates to rate using this rubric here and write one thing that they liked about the person's project and one thing that they would suggest for that person to make it better. In order to make sure that my students all learn the content specific to our standard, I gave them an end of unit assessment. On this assessment, I modified it in order to meet the needs of my EL learners and those that I needed to ensure that they knew the content but didn't want to give them too many information on the page. And so I simply just limit the choices that they had in order to make sure that they understood the content. Some of the challenges that I had in this lesson was time was the biggest one. Even with the additional computer lab, I still found that students did not have enough time to go on, research, gather the information in the research with their group members, and complete the task. Completing the task was another issue. I found that I had too many resources for some kids, and they couldn't focus long enough on one resource to gather all of the information that I knew they needed in order to create their project and also to successfully score on their assessment. Another challenge that I had was a device. I'm not having enough. One of the recommendations that I would give to someone who would like to implement this is to give yourself more time than you plan to. More time for the kids to research and more time for them to create their projects. I would also say that limit the resources only to those that you know will give them the information that you want them to find. That will just make it a lot easier for this lesson. I hope you like it, and I look forward to seeing what you do.